Moor-EL Books presents W.I.S. Wrestling in Itself. Story written by A. W.I.S. Wrestling in Itself. Reconnection to a tale stolen from us and written by A.
Wisdom is foresight, caution. So peace, balance, ignorance, fear, no, struggle, transcendence, love, chaos, is before knowledge. Sophia is the breath of the power of God, pure emanation of the glory of the Almighty. Hence, nothing impure can find a way to enter her. She is active power, of His goodness, author of the wisdom of Solomon.
Chapter 1. Permanent Child. Chapter 2. Dog. Chapter 3. A beginning with an end. Chapter 4. The steps. Chapter 5, City of the Heartless. Chapter 6, King of the Beast. Chapter 7, Land of Maya. Chapter 8, Larger than Life. Chapter 9, Hell's Paradise. Chapter 10, Awakening to a Nightmare. Chapter 11, L, The. Chapter 12, The Liar. And finally, The Truth. Chapter 13, Home Again.
Permanent. Child.
Opening scene, Hackensack, New Jersey. Under the sun that shines no brighter for these residents of this town than it will shine on the rest of the world. Here is where our story starts. It is in these suburbs that these middle-class, melanated beings choose to find comfort in a distance from the cities in a day-to-day struggle for survival. Some of these lovely houses were built from more than the hands of man. Homes forged by magic for a hopeful tomorrow. The irony is, a design destiny seems almost impossible to escape. Yet, there are those who prove destiny wrong. Escaping the prison past doesn't come at a small price, as those who strive to alter the future are constantly threatened by a demonic embrace with chaos. A stucco 3-story family house, complete with an outdoor garage and a backyard, stands as home base. It is 3 times the size of an apartment in the city that asks for $2,000 a month.
Not including light or gas.
The toys of children long grown and now adults lay in the yard as reminders of a time filled with innocence. Like these toys, time has changed the appearance of the family, as the children have their own lives, families, and homes. The retired bus driver and his soulmate, comforter, wife, life administrator, friend, and retired nurse dwell here. Like every mortal subjected to time's will and force, their appearance is not what it used to be. Their bodies have become morphed by time, but their hopes remain unchanged. They cannot retire from life. A child still needs them. The child wanders about lost in the darkness of her own chaos. car pulls up to the house that Hope built, blasting the sounds of self-hatred camouflaged with sweet music.
I ain't really think about the stroke with time. I ain't really trying to use or fuck with your mind. Tell me why everything just turns to crime. I don't know, I ain't really trying to know. I'm just trying to help my grind, I'm just trying to get the dough. I ain't fucking with no hoes, cause they always trying to play. I just want you to know that I am here to stay. Yeah.
The car was a gift from parents who presented it to their child on graduating from high school. Purchased for the youngest daughter to aid her to the place she desired to go. This vehicle goes back and forth in the same spot, for she is frightened of the destiny that awaits her. Choosing to vegetate beneath the dirt, hiding from the sun that is committed to warm her soul, she allows the filth to intoxicate her soul with false illusions. The House of Hope loves her and has never brought the ugly face of doubt into its members. Belief is what home provided for its inhabitants. The child believes in the house, but loses belief that she is a manifestation of the house Hope built. She parks the car in the driveway and not in the garage, knowing she will stay just long enough to hopefully get some money. If she gets the money, she will keep it moving into her tunnel of despair. Her new friend, iPhone 16, kept her company, as it always did these days. These days, she binges on Netflix and Zero, entering through the side door, which is the entrance of her basement apartment. The stairs parallel led up to the family's kitchen. She'll climb these stairs, holding her breath, hoping that her mother would not be in the kitchen getting water or something else. Her mission is to reach her father, the father who will not give her an earful of words and guilt, but a pocket full of money and freedom. There appears before her an object that catches her attention and forces her to recall a memory that she has almost forgotten. The object magically jumps out to her. A joke within her causes a great pain and a great joy simultaneously. A book titled Sneakers, a story about a teenager who would lose everything, even his life, after acquiring expensive sneakers. The book was a gift given to her by her mother, what seems now as an eternity ago. It was her 11th birthday, and the family is having a barbecue for her in the backyard. That day, she was as cute as she wanted to be. Her older sister Nia had just finished doing her hair. a French braid that she accented with pink glitter. She placed the glitter on Sophia's head after she'd helped her put on her birthday clothes. First, she put on the brand new cartoon novelty socks, white with pink stripes on them, and the face of an adorable little bear on the rim of the socks. Then, she put on her black, high-waisted, knitted, flared, pleated skate skirt.
She loved the 20-time emoji t-shirt. The perfect gift for the 11-year-old.
It was the only piece of clothing she had picked out for herself. Last, she put on her Jordan Jumpman Team 2, pink, preschool girl shoes that her brother, Ol, had bought her for her birthday. A beast of a man. He loved Sophie more than anything. He spoiled her, almost as if he was her father. He protected them all. The most courageous man she had ever seen in her life. He was a carbon copy of her father, just in a younger mold. She was excited and couldn't wait until the rest of her gifts were laid in front of her. There was a cake with her favorite movie Disney character, Tiana from the movie Princess and a Frog, awaited her. The cake had the scene where Tiana is kissing a frog. There were many family and friends in the backyard, all for her. Sophie will walk out into the bright summer day and steal the light from the sun. They'll dance and they'll sing that day in celebration of her life.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Sophia, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
Turn up till you burn up. No control, no certain stuff. Get stupid on some fun stuff. It's your day, born, go ahead and flame on. Put that bling on, go ahead and chain fall. Fuck the same songs your day, do you? Love's boo, cool, woo, foo, ooh, ooh.
Gonna stop. We're always pop. We lawless and the spotless. You're all this shit we got.
No coming out your pocket, it's funny here. No lies, we pull up in this alley. Look at there, you the top.
You're sexy and you know it. Let them die, here's your roses. It's your time, for me your poses. Baby, shine, Lady Moses.
Oh, it's your birthday. Get crazy. It's your birthday. Get crazy. Get crazy. It's your birthday. 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 It's your birthday.
It should be easy for G's sake. For the cliche, we see great release, babe. You're the heat wave in East Bay. I appreciate. Gon' eat cake, lobster, and strip on top of the shit. On the shot is some crisp, and you're not for the shit. On the block, you the bitch. But this is your night, don't need risking your life. Let them, this we be right. Lady, you're dressed tight. I'm loving that left, right. This is your best night. Liquor and smoke weed, you get the trophy. Go ahead and OD, party with your beat. Tonight be the go, please. Haters on low key, rhyming like no sheet, shining like Moby. And you be the whole thing. Go and keep posting, keep crazy, keep broken, crazy, keep broken. They be like, oh shit, we didn't know it's your birthday.
They sing to her. She clap along and shake her booty as she became caught up in the moment. Caught up in the moment, she forget that her mother was present and was snatched up from her chair. Maya, Sophie's sister, tried to save Sophie by saying,
Mom, have a hug. She's just twerking. Everybody's doing it.
Her mother glared at Maya with that look. The look that told one that saving one could get two ass whipped.
I'll treat you to be shaking your nasty ass out here.
Sophia's mother yelled as she beat Sophia with an empty box. Sophia was so embarrassed that day, and Rita, her older sister, took this chance to tease her. Rita was always there to make her life miserable. It was a deep-seated jealousy that she couldn't hide. There was no secret that the girl wanted to be in her shoes, the shoes that everyone worshipped.
Turn up till you burn up. No control, no certain stuff. Get stupid on some fun stuff.
An hour later, Sophie was out there partying with her family. Michael, Sophie's brother, came to her and said to her, "We all have decisions to make in this life, sis. A hot ass on the flat earth can't get you around the world." His mind was always inventing new expressions to say the simplest things. When you got it, you got it. And it was usually the right thing said. Sophie returned to her party, apologized to her mother, who accepted her daughter's apology and kissed her. As the day came to an end, she secretly wished that she would be with them forever and life would never change.
But life changes.
The carefree days are gone. All the siblings have made their way from the house that Hope built. All has gone to the army. Nia was married and had 2 children of her own. Michael was an inspirational speaker on YouTube, and Rita was in her 2nd year of college at Cheney. And she was still at home, doing nothing but wandering. Hell is not a place you can physically go to. You can go to hell, but it is an invisible realm in which the mind has created. The mind refuses to permit the spirit to let loose of what it doesn't need anymore. An acceptance of conditions that are not beneficial to the soul, a prison formulates. Mercy is unheard of, for the soul's power must be diminished. Forgiveness does not apply to lower life. Unhuman beings are not allowed to enjoy life. The attempt of movement results in some excruciating pain in hell, causing the soul to find comfort in standing still. It is the stillness that goes against the cosmic plan, for change is supreme. This old thought fought against the new realm it was destined to journey to. The dense darkness that continually smothers her light. The filth of the collection of disease and pestilence. A virus that has taken over the system with the intentions of destroying the person. These foreign particles gradually become their own individual corporations within a universal order. The spirits that are referred to as demonic beings. These demonic
demonic beings will be the teacher of lies and deceit for its ultimate takeover. This hostile takeover comes in the amnesia of the original God principle in the absence of history by the oppressor. When revealed, the self would comprehend that the little demon is a conjunction of two words or titles. D, short for deity or demi, and mon, which represents Amun or Amun, the king of the gods.
There was no doubt that she was now in hell. She could feel it in every possible moment. All that she had was lost, and all that was lost she had. A vision of the future was no more, while the memories of her past haunted her. For the first time in her 17 years, she was given the authority to choose and decide. She had not known that she was in automation mode. She had never made her own choices. She was to choose her life's path. But with so many choices, she feared making a wrong decision for her own life. There were so many options that it literally drove her to abandon her focus, play with what would become of her future. She'd have no future. Destiny was not to be trusted. She had even wandered away from Father Time. How she despised facing them both, as they had seemingly become a part of a great conspiracy to destroy her. How insensitive and cruel they had been in confronting her and not comforting her. She needed time. She needed destiny to be patient. Previously, these two entities had given her heaven and asked her to do nothing beyond the garden. Life now was forcing her to grow. She was unconscious of the fact that she was planted to grow her own garden. It embarrassed her that she was not as confident as her peers. They seemed to know what they wanted already, know where they fit in this world. She couldn't see where she was supposed to fit in this industrial war machine called society. She had never looked forward to the accountabilities of growth. Nature had made her a woman, and with this standing, there were positions and associations. She never wished to be girl. She never wished to be woman. Never wished to be sister, auntie, and damn sure never wished to be a mother or grandmother. She did not wish to be a wife married to a man just to be married, nor did she want to be married to her job. The drive for acquiring materials did not magnetize her like it had her friends. She had it all. It was not that she was satisfied. She just had not the hunger for things that her soul did not need. She peeks into the living room where there's a floor model TV with baby pictures of her sister, and her brothers around it. She She hated seeing those pictures, as they reminded her of a time she wished never left. Now, she tries to smoke her way back there. It is these pictures that reflect on her present state. She doesn't like the reminder of a time out of purgatory. She resents the vile, pissing words of a mother whose truth shatters her incubation state. Now, everything in the room reminds her of her mother. From the flower printed furniture to the pictures on the wall. The shame grows within her like a dark cloud that will pour down with rain and soak her soul. The heaviness tires her, and the only way she knows how to lighten the way is with fire. A fire that will burn and lead her into the pleasure zone where it's void of shame. The baby girl of the family. She can do no wrong in the sight of her father, and that's how it's always been with them. Her mother has a different insight on her daughter. She sees her daughter headed for trouble. Tough love isn't what she needed right now. What she needed was that unconditional love that sits in his den, sipping on cognac, smoking a cigar, and listening to one of many jazz albums he's acquired through the many years of his life. She knocks on the door, knowing it's wide open. She respects the man's privacy as he respects hers.
Pops?
She calls to him, baby girl. He turns from his thoughts and smiles at his youngest of 5 children. I didn't hear you walk in. How's my baby? He opens his arms wide, waiting for her to leap into them like she had done so many times as a little girl. With the same excitement, she jumps into his arms as something within her evoked the need. He possesses a great strength. Though his body has lost a bit of his strength, his love still remains strong. So, what's the deal? He asks her this every day, not prying, but initiating a conversation that can lead to many words or just a few words. It didn't matter as long as there was that understanding.
How you feeling today, Pops?
She asked with sincerity, almost forgetting the reason she had searched for him. You know me, same old same. He said, ending the sentence with his $1 million smile. You know, we haven't been on vacation for about, 2 years or so? I think it's time for us to go somewhere. He spoke over the melodic tones of music. She smiles at the larger-than-life figure that was willing to give her something, even though she was doing nothing with her life. How about Cancun? They laughed. She knew her pops was an old player from back in the days who finally found a strong and beautiful black lioness that filled his heart and made it pump with blood.
Yeah, Pops. That sounds good. But will Ma get fed up with you looking at the half-naked young girls?
She said, knowing her father had a wandering eye that loved youthful bodies.
Hell no. You think she ain't looking at those young boys? Eyes are for looking. Plus, it only fused the fire between me and my wife. These pills here help bring the old man back into time.
He shows her the blue pills in his pockets.
That's too much information, Pops. I think I'll be scarred for life.
She burst out into laughter.
Pops, you're a funny guy. You can always make me smile.
She says,
I always like seeing you smile, princess.
he said, with what can only be known as a father's love.
Listen, why are you here with this old man on this lovely afternoon and not hanging out with your friends?
He questioned.
I'm just chilling.
She said now, reminded of the reason she came home in the first place.
You go out with your friends.
He dug into his pockets and pulled out a $100 bill.
Is this enough?
He asked. It was more than enough. It was a 20 sack, eating and drinking money, plus gas money to go where she could escape from the horrifying pleasures of life. He held the money out to her, and she was going to take it. Everything would be at peace until the bitter voice of conscience spoke.
Why are you giving that girl money?
She asked furiously to her husband of almost 40 years.
Listen, woman, leave me and the girl alone.
He responded on the defense of his daughter.
Sophie, didn't you get a $100 bill last Friday?
She asked the child, knowing damn well she was there when her father handed the money to her. The question was a test to see if lying was a part of her child's personality. And if it was, there were other things she would have to be alert to.
Yeah, Ma, but
She was interrupted by her mother.
money don't grow on trees. We work hard for our money. Too damn hard. For this child to be throwing away our money on nonsense and drugs.
She said with an earth-moving rage.
Honey,
Her father said to his wife,
Don't honey me. You know that child is smoking that weed. You can smell it on her clothes.
there it was, right in the open, where she liked to keep it, before the eyes of Sophie, whose heart was pierced with shame.
why can't you let up on a girl, woman?
Her father asked. Her mother's words made her want to cry and hide, and that is what she was good at.
Sophie cried.
She cried.
look at what you've done.
Her father said, angrily to his wife.
Well, I'm only speaking the truth. And she has to learn somewhere that truth hurts. Life is filled with many truths that we can try to avoid.
Her mother spoke to the back of her departing daughter.
Sophie!
Her father yells to his daughter in his commanding tone. Sophie stops in her tracks, even though her mother's words wheeled her out the door. He stood up, walked over to his daughter, grabbed her hands, and looked into her eyes.
No one drifts through life, nor do they drift to success. If you have a strong belief in yourself and what you are doing and what you want to do, no diversity is too difficult to overcome.
He says sincerely to his offspring.
Those are wise words, Daddy.
She says, understanding his words, but not allowing them to sink into her essence, as she has no idea how to turn words into action.
I wish I was born wise, but I wasn't. I had to learn wisdom from life and its teachers. Those words are not my own, but belong to W.I.S. See, embrace what is good for us and apply them for us.
He smiles, the $1 million smile of his.
Who was W.I.S?
She asked.
He was one of America's earliest and most successful franchises.
He'd inform her.
That was him, Daddy. And I'm me. Stupid. Good for nothing.
She proclaimed.
Stop that, girl. Stop doing that to yourself. What others think of you should not be what you think of yourself. Fools need to be right and wrong and right. They don't know who they are. All they know is what they are taught to be. The world is dying because of these fake synthetic parasites that drain the spiritual ones. The world creates humans, animals, and from the spiritual energy that is sustained by the power of the soul. Any other energy is artificial and would disturb the natural balance of real life. Take the music you listen to. Now, it's done by a man and a bunch of computer programs producing a virtual sound of harmony. Jazz does not do this. Jazz is a collective theory, as souls have to be in sync with each other. It is a natural way of being one through sound by what was called soul men at one time, until the soulless slowly begin to rule the world of sound. My generation grew up knowing that everything did not come from a box, but the box could house some of the items you place in it. The universe is much larger than a box and always will be. So those Similac, McDonald's, KFC, ramen noodle, Kennedy fried, GMO consumers are nothing but synthetic forms. Real food, the food that the universe provided for you, food that provides real energy into the body and ease the soul. James Brown said, he has soul. He said, I feel good. I got soul.
He'll jump back and do a little shuffling with his feet. a really bad and rough version of what James Brown had done with such elegance and power on stage. Cam would walk over to his daughter and say,
learn how to live your own life. You'll never find peace of mind by allowing other people to live your life.
He'll say, as he continues dancing,
motivate yourself to achieve success. Be open-minded and tolerant on all subjects towards all people. Strength comes out of struggle. Welcome help from others and their positive energies.
How she enjoys her life in this man she called her father. She wished her spirit was as happy and easygoing as his. It shames her now that she is not herself, and she will excuse herself with the fading of her smile.
Dad, I have to leave.
She'll abruptly say,
baby, you know you always got a home and the people who love you here.
He releases her hand and kisses her on the forehead as she made her way out the open door. She knew she had to leave the house or her mother will resume, causing a dark cloud of shame to hover over her like a hungry lion over its wounded victim. The faster she left, the quicker she could walk into the light. Though it was a forced one, it felt good for the moment. The problem now was she had no money to aid her into the light. The shame cloud began to fall heavy on her head this sunny afternoon. She'd open her hand to see a $100 bill in it. She really loved that man. That man. We have now come to the conclusion of Permanent Child. In the story W.I.S. We will continue with the next chapter. Dog.
Trying to make breakthroughs in the land of the hateful, and the fan mistake you as a grateful. They say St. Luke, but I'm ready to shoot for the stars. Bringing proof that it is a God to all of the taunts and all the counts. I don't get the money cause I get the route. I get the stunning as I get the power. While I'm here, while I'm here, fuck the childish fears. There's no boogeyman in the dark. It's just another part of me that I must spark. I feel it in my heart, it's deep down in my soul.